Welcome to Satan is My Superhero. In this episode, we will be looking at where Satan intersects with the lives of US presidents from George Washington to Joe Biden.
Which is fitting, because they were both born in the same year.
When it comes to religion, George Washington set the tone for many US presidents to come.
Was that turn orange?
Publicly, he was an avid churchgoer, but according to his own records, privately, not so much.
It's stupid and boring. I mean, I totally respect the beliefs you pretend to believe in.
Also not helping George's credibility on the Christian front was the fact that when he did go to church, it was noted by multiple observers that he would leave early and miss communion.
George, it's been noticed you always leave church early, if you come at all.
Well, you see, it's stupid and boring. Quite frankly, when I'm not a busy general fighting a continent-wide war of revolution or a president ruling a fragile new country, I'm a busy landed white man running an estate with 300 slaves. It's not easy keeping an eye on all those slaves, you know. I'll say it. They don't want to be there, and that can be problematic.
Thomas Jefferson was accused of being an atheist, or at the very least a deist like Washington.
Jesus is a bit too Jewy for me.
He did not help his cause by producing his own scrapbook version of the Bible. Problematic. He cut and pasted passages from the New Testament. Now, kiddies, when I say cut and paste, I mean he literally used scissors in the RL and cut paragraphs out of the Bible. Then he used actual paste. Who knew? Paste is a real thing.
That's right, middle-aged white ladies. Thomas Jefferson invented scrapbooking. And racism.
Interestingly, Jefferson's more craft and arts Bible omitted any references to Jesus having supernatural powers.
I don't like magicians. They're also too Jewy.
In 1858, Abraham Lincoln gave his acceptance speech, also known as the House Divided speech. It features the Bible quote,
"A house divided against itself cannot stand."
You can see how a line like this can easily be applied to antebellum America. In Mark, the rest of the line goes,
"And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself, and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end."
Whether he intended to or not, Lincoln quietly linked his political enemies to Satan in a very nice way.
Mr. President, are you saying Southerners are evil?
Do I think the people who want to own people so they can subjugate, humiliate, and denigrate those people are evil? Let me think about that one and get back to you.
No need. I heard it while you were saying it.
Interesting side note, despite Abraham Lincoln being the one history will remember as a vampire hunter after that biopic, it's Andrew Johnson who actually crossed paths with a real-life vampire. Well, kind of. A sailor known as James Brown, no relation, murdered 2 shipmates on a fishing vessel and was accused of drinking their blood. He was sentenced to death, but Johnson commuted the sentence to life imprisonment.
Ouch, that's a really long time for a vampire.
President James Garfield was murdered by Charles Julius Guiteau in 1881. Guiteau would later claim a divine voice had told him to kill the president.
Hey, Julius, do you know what would be really funny?
Jesus, are you smoking bongs and prank-calling primates again?
Guiteau did admit that he considered the voice might be the devil, but eventually decided it must be Yahweh because it was telling him to shoot an unarmed man in the back with a high-caliber pistol.
Oh, that is totally out of Yahweh's playbook.
And just one last point on Guiteau. Earlier in his life, Guiteau had joined a sex cult where no one would have sex with him.
Say what you like about John Wilkes Booth. At least he could get laid.
Kansas evangelist and all-round hater Gerald Burton Winrod accused FDR of being an antichrist in his 1945 book.
The Antichrist and the Atomic Bomb.
Winrod, claimed FDR and Stalin were planning a Jewish-led communist New World Order.
No one will see it coming.
Quality assurance officer Gabriel J. Kohler published the book
Unmasking the Beast.
the second reign of JFK.
In which he asserts there is clear evidence in Scripture that JFK will rise from the dead and signal Armageddon. He quotes Revelation,
"And I saw one of its heads, as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wandered after the beast."
Don't look at the president's head wound, children. It's rude to stare.
Believe it or not, but on the anniversary of JFK's death in 2021, hundreds of QAnon creeps turned up at Dealey Plaza in Dallas, where JFK had been shot, because they decided to pretend they believed he would rise from the dead and become Trump's vice president in 2024.
I also like to grab 'em by the pussy.
Would have been better than that.
Hunter S. Thompson opened the eulogy he wrote for Richard Nixon with a quote from Revelation.
"And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird."
I welcome this kind of examination because people have got to know whether or not their president is a dirty bird. Well, I am not a bird. Caw-caw, caw-caw.
Not a bird.
Ronald Reagan famously consulted with an astrologist, which is not the Christian thing to do.
Oh, Ronnie, I blame Hollywood.
Conspiracy theorists and other fringe elements have found an awesome amount of connections between Reagan and the number of the beast.
There's 80 million theories on the net. He hasn't read one he doesn't believe yet.
To start with, Ronald Wilson Reagan. Each of his three names have 6 letters in them. So for the dummies, that's 666.
Don't call people dummies. Math illiteracy is serious.
In his very first film, Knute Rockne, All-American,
Sounds like a porno to me.
Reagan played the Gipper.
Totally a porno.
The Gipper was a member of Notre Dame's football team's backfield known as the Four Horsemen.
We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die!
Death, I want you in the coffin corner while famine runs across the dead zone and punts to war, who will unleash total offense, allowing conquest and glory to bring the dicker rod to completion. Everyone got that?
Have you ever even seen football?
To bring the dicker rod to completion.
It's claimed Knute Rockne, All-American, was the 666th film released by Hollywood.
That's bullshit.
I couldn't find anything to back this up, and how would you even count that?
Where did you get that number? What research did you do?
I heard a thing that suited my preconceived notions and supports my worldview, so I know it in my heart it must be true.
That is not how truth works.
You just don't want the fantastical supernatural world to exist, that's all.
Why do you want that world to be true so much?
If this world is all there is, it means I'm just a dumb loser, and I'll never be anything else, and the girls who were mean to me in high school won't burn for eternity.
Okay, Knute Rockne, All-American was the 666th film released by Hollywood.
Thank you.
Fine.
In 1966, Reagan was running for the California governorship and won his first primary in June, which, if you think of it in the way many people write that date numerically, it makes 6/66.
What's that sound? Oh, it's a very long bow being drawn.
On Election Day, November the 4th, 1980, when Reagan attained the presidency for the first time, the winning Pick 3 lottery number in Maryland was
666.
I have to admit, that's pretty cool.
Coincidences do happen.
Okay, TTs, I will accept that, but 4 years later, the election was on November the 6th, 1984. 4 days after that, on November 10th, the Maryland Pick 3 lottery drew
666.
again. The conspiracy theorists like to lump the New Jersey Pick 3 lottery in this story, but I researched the records for both draws, and while the Maryland checks out, as mentioned, I couldn't find it.
666.
in the New Jersey results around those times.
This Maryland lottery thing is amazing.
I know.
Just wait until the world hears about it.
Well, we need a third one. Everyone knows all things of cosmic consequences happen in threes. So we'll have to make something up.
You mean lie?
Yeah, but it's okay to tell a lie to help promote a greater truth. It's how all religious people who actually believe that twaddle sleep at night.
We're still the good guys, right?
Yes, but the demonstrable facts don't support our righteousness, so we have to deceive everyone.
So it's a white lie, which makes it okay?
Yes, unlike the ones told by the black people.
Wait, what?
It is also claimed Reagan said $666 was added to new car prices by government regulation. He didn't. He said,
Government regulations, right or wrong, have added some $600 to the cost of a car.
Close enough. I have to fill my red writing on a green background. GeoCities website is something.
GeoCities? That's some deep-cut conspiracy theorist bullshit right there.
You have to be Xerox machines and a single landline phone in the whole world to understand that one.
It is also claimed Reagan's first budget projected government revenue of
$666 billion.
I couldn't find Ronnie quoting this anywhere, but in the administration's fiscal year 1983 economic program presented to the 97th Congress, projected government receipts were
$666 billion.
Oh, Ronnie, you brazen cad.
And according to the budget of the United States government, outstanding federal loans at the end of 1988 were
$666 billion.
You can also find a June 2000 report in Clinton's archives showing an expected $455 billion deficit ended up being a $211 billion surplus, a difference of
$666 billion.
And the 2017 US deficit was
$666 billion.
Oh, that's just a coincidence.
In 1981, Reagan was shot and recovered from the wound. People like to associate this with the line from Revelation we heard earlier about JFK.
And I saw one of its heads, as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed.
But it wasn't a fatal head wound. He was hit under the left armpit.
Ow, my armpit. I wish you'd shot me in the head. I don't use that.
It is claimed his 1984 re-election campaign cost $66.6 million. The only number I found from a source I trusted to be legit came to around $76 million.
That's about right.
Which, while not being satanic, is a reasonable amount to pay for a 4-year lease on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
76 isn't the same as 66.6.
It can be if you have to publish a blog every single week.
Reagan himself said this of money in politics.
Politics is supposed to be the second oldest profession. I have come to realize it bears a very close resemblance to the first.
I don't know about you, but my takeaway from that is Reagan was the world's oldest sex worker.
Hey there, handsome. Wanna get freaky? I can take my teeth out.
If you try hard enough and keep the junior abbreviated, George Walker Bush Jr.'s name becomes 3 sets of 6. As long as you never admit to yourself it's actually 2 sets of 6, a set of 4, and a set of 2.
Are you sure W didn't come up with the math himself?
In 2006, Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez talked about W's visit to the UN the day before, saying,
The devil came here yesterday. It smells of sulfur still today.
He gets an upset tummy when he travels.
Up until the internet age, I don't think any president had been called Antichrist, Satan or the devil as much as Barack Obama. And I think we all know why.
Hey, people who call other people antichrists aren't always racist. I mean, not every time.
I think the most hysterical white man to demonize Barack is Faithful World Baptist Church pastor Stephen Anderson. Anderson delivered a sermon in 2009 entitled, Why I hate Barack Obama.
If I were to take 3 guesses at that answer, they would all be racism.
In 2014, Anderson said this about Obama's mother.
We could all go to Walgreens and get a DNA test and settle it today if Obama would submit to it. Right. I mean, don't they sell it at Walgreens for $100? But the point is, though, we can't figure it out because she was such a whore.
I'd like to just pause the show for a second. Let's get personal. Let's get deep. Let's really get into it here. It's one thing to hate Barack Hussein Obama for reasons we can all see, but I won't speculate on here.
It's racism, dummy.
But when you attack a man's mother, it speaks volumes about your character and the worldview you represent. This, checks notes, Christian... Oh, I see the problem. Back to the show.
You say back to the show. I say, one more point about Christian pastor Steven Anderson. From our house band, The Genuine Hoots of Joy.
Your shit. You are a piece of shit. This song is not a metaphor. I really am singing to a piece of poo.
We're diverting from the usual Satan in the White House formula. We won't be talking about all the people who have claimed Trump as the antichrist.
We could not fit that into this format.
We're tackling the people who have claimed something else.
I'm contractually bound to make no more comments in this episode.
In August 2019, Donald Trump stood on the White House lawn and announced to the world,
I am the chosen one.
and a disturbing number of people in or close to power agreed.
President Trump empowers me to
Say the quiet part out loud.
For example, conceal and carry licensed Texas Republican and former Secretary of Energy Rick Perry paraphrased a conversation he had with Trump, telling Fox News,
not a real news company. I said, Mr. President, I know there are people that say, you said you were the chosen one, and I said, you were.
While we're paraphrasing a conversation that may or may not have happened, I like to think Perry then asked Trump,
Does my erection make you feel uncomfortable?
In 2019, Sarah Huckabee Sanders was paid to say,
I think God calls all of us to fill different roles at different times, and I think that he wanted Donald Trump to become president.
Imagine if Huckabee wasn't lying about what she thought and she truly did believe the universe was run by an intelligent interventionist deity.
Excuse me, Sarah, there's a fly on your face. Aren't you going to swat it away?
Nope, it's the Lord's way of letting me know I'm a piece of shit.
In a 2019 survey conducted by the Salt Lake Tribune, 53% of white Pentecostals believed Trump was anointed by God.
Really dumb. Oh, Lord.
You know what I always say about surveys? Surveys are taken by people who want to take surveys.
What a hot take.
So if you're like me, you've never been represented in a survey.
Hi there. Would you like to partake in a survey?
Yes, I would.
Oh.
What's the problem?
I've never got this far before. I don't know what to do next.
In September 2022, Biden delivered a speech condemning the MAGA movement from the steps of Independence Hall in Philadelphia. The stage was bathed in patriotic red, white, and blue lighting. One particular shot of Biden during the speech had him engulfed entirely in the red light. And when you routinely have to make up shit you're angry about, that's what the maggots did.
If we didn't make it up, no one would say it.
Trump responded to the image of Biden drenched in red light going around the interwebs with a photo of himself French kissing the American flag while he inappropriately groped it.
Get Cohen on the line. Michael, I need you to pay hush money to a flag. No, I said a flag.
In May 2024, Biden withheld a shipment of offensive munitions to Israel. This was an attempt to show his disapproval at the IDF's lack of a comprehensive evacuation plan for civilians ahead of the ground offensive in Rafah.
You never let me have any fun.
A man who has bravely admitted publicly to have never sexually aroused a woman, Ben Shapiro, titled the episode of his podcast that day,
Biden sides with Satan.
He's not wrong. I am against indiscriminate bombing of civilians by military forces. Since little Benjamin Shapiro got one right for a change, I'm going to bestow upon him the ability to bring a woman to orgasm.
Oh yeah, that's a spot! Oh my god, what's happening? I don't like it. I'm scared. Mummy, please make a stop.
And that's why Satan is my superhero. Thank you so much for listening. Rate, review, subscribe, all that podcast stuff. But most of all, please give us money.
Visit satanismysuperhero.com.
If you join our Patreon at the Third Circle of Hell, you'll receive access to exclusive content like this. I didn't say he was hot.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You said she's known for being his...
Hot piece of ass.
That he's a hot piece of ass.
No, she's his hot piece of ass. I've been misogynist.
Oh, God. Yeah, you were. Sorry. I should have assumed.
You mistake my misogyny for something else.
Yeah, I did. The Supernatural Life Ministry.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like a joke name.
They are a joke.
Well, yeah, but they don't know.
They don't know.
No,
They're not in on the
They're not
joke.
in on it.
Are we sure it was to save girls from being sold into sex trafficking and not his way of buying girls for sex trafficking?
You know, you bring up a solid point.
Do you see, this is what happens when I start. This is why I don't ask questions.
You shouldn't ask questions. You can
I
also...
didn't know I was going to get a Roman history lesson again.
It always
Why
ends
does
up
not
with
just
the Roman
less-
Empire. Moving along.
I didn't ask.
You did ask.
I didn't ask that.